This is a Prince George's County Public Schools NewsBreak. With names like Butterfly Nebula and Stephan's Quintet, the newest and arguably most stunning views of the universe ever were released by NASA recently as the rebuilt Hubble Space Telescope proved that after 19 years in space, it is still an eye in the sky without peer. And what better way to view the birth of new stars and to ask what space is really like than to be a student at Greenbelt Middle School and have former astronaut Bruce McCandless as your teacher.
Today to relay satellites to White Sands, New Mexico.
Sharing Hubble's latest views with the students, as well as his time aboard the space shuttles and gripping tales of planetary danger, astronaut McCandless literally brought the heavens down to Earth.
I'm sure you all have heard of black holes. Until Hubble came along, we couldn't prove that they existed. But if you look at a black hole, which is a rotating structure, which has extraordinarily high gravity and high mass right at the center, the fact that it's rotating can be picked up. There's the Earth, the same size. So that hole in the atmosphere of Jupiter was roughly the size of the Earth. There have been other impacts that we've seen. For example, in '94, the comet Shoemaker-Levy, which you probably haven't heard of, broke up and came in different pieces. There were 23 different impacts in the atmosphere of Jupiter recorded. Now, I don't want to scare anybody, but if it can happen on Jupiter several times during our lifetime, the same sort of thing is a possibility here on Earth.
For the students, having the first man to fly an MMU, a manned maneuvering unit, right there to answer their questions was the best of teachable moments.
Okay, how long does it take to go to the moon? Once you get going, it takes about 3 days. The question is a trade-off between going faster, which you can do, and then having to bleed off all that speed, like stopping on the brakes when you get there, and going just barely fast enough so that you're efficient with energy, like more miles per gallon because you can only carry so many gallons of fuel.
There were some really interesting facts today.
There was, and I wrote down a lot of them. And I'm telling Mother that the black hole really exists. I always really wanted to know that, and some people really didn't have the answer, but now I know the answer.
That's great.
It kind of inspired me. Actually, I love the pictures.
What was it that he said that you remember most? What did you go, wow, I didn't know that?
That the Jupiter had collisions with different types of things.
And the one was the collision left a hole the size of the planet Earth. That's just amazing. Does it make you a little bit more fearful about what's up there and what might happen someday to our planet?
A little bit.
Yeah. Being scared never stopped Captain McCandless, who knew from books that he'd read as a child that space was where he wanted to be. It just took an appointment to the Naval Academy and degrees in engineering and business to get there.
I was captivated by the Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon comic strips, and about that time, Willy Ley came out with a book, Rockets, Missiles, and Space Travel, and that fascinated me. But the family wisdom at the time was that, well, people may eventually go into space, but surely it won't be before the year 2000. So why don't you come down to Earth and learn to do something useful like command a battleship or something of that sort. So I went into the Naval Academy and was very favorably impressed by the submarine service. And then the Soviets launched Sputnik 1 in the fall of my senior year, and I reoriented myself towards aviation and space.
Despite budget cuts at NASA and deferred dreams of returning to the moon and going to Mars, the dazzle of Hubble's latest images and the zeal of astronauts like Bruce McCandless ensured that the heavens won't be waiting long for a new generation of space travelers to reach out and explore them. For channels 96 and 38, this is Dave Zarin reporting.